So today we are going to see something about address resolution protocol. We call it ARP. Basically, you would have heard about the networks. And here in any network, when you send some data, when it reaches in network layer, it is IP datagram. So when this router has to send this IP datagram to a particular destination host, then it needs the physical address, uh, physical address of that particular host for data link layer. You know, because when in data link layer we think about this physical network, so then we need this physical address of the receiver. Uh, so for this purpose, we need to map our logical address to physical address. Logical address means our IP address. So we need to map our IP address to physical address of the receiver. Okay. So what this ARP does? ARP actually accepts a logical address, accepts an IP address from the IP protocol, maps this address to the corresponding physical address, and then passes it to the data link layer. Okay. So here we will talk about packet format, how it looks, how it is encapsulated, how it operates. Also we will see that there is something called proxy ARP. Don't worry. So basically where this ARP is, it is at network layer. What happens? From the IP protocol it gets the logical address, and this ARP finds the physical address for proper transmission. So how it operates? Basically, this is system A wants to communicate to system B. Now this A doesn't know about the physical address of B. In that case, it will use a broadcast message to all the routers or nodes in this network and ask them about the physical address of this particular IP address. So the node whose IP address matches, they will send the reply message. Okay, so you can understand that ARP request message is a broadcast; it goes to all the connected nodes. However, ARP reply is a unicast message because it knows from where your ARP request came. Uh, so this is your ARP packet. Here there are certain things you should understand. First is hardware type, which is a 16-bit field which defines the type of the network. Basically, uh, the network on which this ARP is running. Each local area network has been assigned an integer based value. For example, if you talk about Ethernet, it has been given the type 1. Similarly, other types of networks are there. So, depending on the physical network, this hardware type will get some value. However, you should understand this ARP can run on any physical network. Okay. Now the other thing is protocol type. This is again a 16-bit field which defines the protocol. Suppose the it is IP version 4. It is means if you want to keep the protocol which is used is IP version 4, then it has some value in hexadecimal 0800. Okay, so that is something which will be kept here. Now, however, this ARP can be used with any other protocol. It doesn't matter that you have to use with IP only. Different other protocols, any higher level protocol you are using, with it, this ARP can be used. Now the next thing is hardware length. This is a 8-bit field. Now this hardware length, it means the I should say the length of the physical address. Uh, Physical address, suppose it is for Ethernet, it is 6 bytes. So here value will be 6. If at all it is another kind of network, then its address may be of a different size. In that case, that particular value in bytes will be kept here. So for 6 bytes of Ethernet, it will be 6 here. Other thing is protocol length. Protocol length means uh, it will also be in bytes. So protocol means the length of logical address that you are using. If it is IP version 4, it is 4 bytes. For IP version 6, it will be different. You know? So it has been prepared accordingly. So for protocol length, you keep the length of your this what should I say, logical address. Now the next thing is operation. Right? Operation can be either request or reply. For request you will keep the value 1. For reply you will keep 2. That is the thing. So the packet, the same packet can be used for the same format of this packet can be used for ARP request as well as ARP reply. If it is ARP request, the value in this field will be 1. If it is ARP reply, the value in this field will be 2. That's it. Then here it is sender hardware address, sender logical address. Then target hardware address and target protocol address means IP address. In case of it is a request, when it will be a request, in that case this particular field will be empty. It's all zeros. That is the thing. So now, how it is sent in on the network? What happens? It has to be encapsulated in a data link frame. Earlier we have seen ICMP message which has to be kept in IP packet kind of thing, but now this ARP directly goes in data link layer. So it will be encapsulated into a data link frame. Suppose this is your ARP request reply packet. So what we are going to do? It will be encapsulated in this data link layer frame. I should say if it already is Ethernet, then Ethernet frame. So this is, you can understand the format of your frame. What happens? It is defining the type means the protocol which is being used, right? Means ARP. Other thing is preamble, destination, source address, and CRC. This is the data link frame, right? So this ARP is encapsulated directly in data link frame. Now, You would understand that ARP request is a broadcast and a reply is a unicast. Now, ARP, the four cases of using ARP, which means in the first case, suppose uh, the host has a packet to send to a host on the same network. If you are sending the, if you want the address of a node from the same network, what will you do? In your packet format, there is a field of target IP address, right? If you remember, you can see it is target IP address. In this field, we are talking about what value should be kept. Okay, if we are sending directly to the host, if it is in the same network, if we are sending to the router, or a router is sending the packet to a host, these things we are discussing now. So suppose in the first case, the sender and the receiver both are on the same network. So the sender will keep the destination IP address in that particular target IP address field. You know? The second case is if a host is sending a packet which is not on our network, it is on another network, in between the router is coming. So in target IP address, what you are keeping is the IP address of a router. Okay. The third case will be if a router is sending to a host which is not on the nearby network. For this, it has to go through another router. In that case, we are keeping the IP address of a router. The fourth case can be the router gets the receiver. In that case, the target IP address will be the destination address of the IP datagram. So now you have understood that this is how your ARP request reply things are working. Suppose now a host with IP address something, something 43 or 20, and a physical address something, you can say, has a packet to send to another host with IP address this thing and physical address this thing. Now the two hosts are on the same Ethernet network. You have to show the ARP request and reply packets encapsulated in Ethernet frames. So see what happens here. This was your sender IP address, receiver IP address, sender physical address, and receiver physical address. So what you did, you prepared a format. You kept the value 1 something, length 6, IP length 4, request it is, so your value is 1. Ethernet is, so this hardware type is 1. Now the four things you are keeping here, one is this value, your physical address 10, you can see, and your IP address in hexadecimal format. Okay, after that you kept the target physical address blank 00, and this particular thing, the target IP address 25 in a hexadecimal format. This is your ARP packet. It was encapsulated with data link frame. So what you will do here, you have your source IP address and source physical address, source physical address, so source physical address we have kept here. What else do you keep here? You keep here destination IP address. Since your destination IP address is unknown, you are keeping it like IP means physical address. Destination physical address is unknown, so you are keeping it like that. Okay. So then other things similarly, preamble whatever and CRC. you have seen your data link layer. So these things you kept and you sent it. Now it was received on the receiver. Then receiver has to reply, right? How will this receiver reply? It will create a reply packet. In this reply packet, it will keep this certain values and it will change this thing. And now earlier it was 1, now it is 2. So operation is reply. So now this will be now for this packet which is being sent, this reply. For this reply, this is the sender and this is the receiver, right? So you are writing the source address. This is IP address and this is the physical address, and this is the A's system A's physical address and IP address. This is the reply packet kept in the this thing data link layer frame. So this is your physical address, sender's physical address, and this is the receiver's physical address, and now it has been sent. So the next thing, so till now you have seen something about your IP, ARP protocol, how it is being used, how packets are being formed and encapsulated in data link layer frame. And the last thing that you are going to say is something about proxy ARP, which means some routers kept on the network can work as proxy. Means they can maintain the list of IP addresses and their corresponding physical address. So whenever a request comes, these proxy ARP routers can prepare ARP reply and send directly to the sender. That is what you have to understand in proxy ARP. That's it. Okay, request can go to this thing. Thank you.